Hi, my name's Bob Linde. I'm an herbalist and an herb grower. Today I'm going to talk to you about some of the different kinds of gardening tool sets. And basically we want to make sure that we've got the right tools for the job that we want to do. So the types of tools that we might select are going to really be determined by the type of garden or gardening that we want to do, the size of our garden, and of course our local conditions. Here, I oftentimes have very sandy soil, so I don't need to do anything very extensive in order to dig into my dirt. But other areas, you may have a lot of rocks or a lot of clay, where you need some heavier duty types of tools in order to do the work that you want to do in your garden. But a few things that I think are important in order to not only get your herbs and plants into the ground, but also if you're growing good edible garden, in order to harvest it. So I think scissors are very important, so you want a good pair of garden shears or scissors in order to get all your herbs and fruits that you want to select. You also want to make sure you've got a good, sharp, stiff-handled blade for a knife in order to be able to do some grafting or cutting of any of your herbs. And of course, some pruning shears are always very helpful. One of the tools that I particularly like that you don't find in many gardeners' supplies, and that's a machete. I was fortunate enough to grow up as a teenager down in the Bahamas, but we had a lot of Haitian gardeners there, and their primary tool that they did all of their work with was actually a machete. And I remember the guy who used to help us in our place, his name was Elise from Haiti, and he taught me not only how to do gardening with a machete, but how to take care of it and really conserve your energy. So when I do a majority of my weeding and gardening, my number one tool is actually a machete. And of course we need things like shovels and rakes, and oftentimes a pitchfork can be very helpful in turning your compost pile. But oftentimes we're also going to have to look at our own strength and abilities. So somebody who maybe has some weak hands or has some arthritis may look at something that has some assisted spring action to it to make those pruning and work easier, and other people who may not be able to bend over need a longer handle on some of their tools. So make sure that you look in your local garden store, look at your local conditions and your preference on how you like to work, whether on your hands and knees or from a stool or from some sort of a perch, and go ahead and enjoy getting your collection of all the different gardening implements to make gardening a really enjoyable process for you. So this is Bob Linde talking to you about garden tool sets to make your gardening a pleasure. So please enjoy your gardening.